What's up, guys? CraZi HD here. Today I'm bringing you guys just a pretty raw commentary. I've been doing a lot of these raw commentaries recently, and I think they're doing pretty well. But today I wanted to talk about the best professor that I ever had in my college career. So I'm not going to say the guy's name just because I don't have his permission to say his name or anything, so I don't want to upset him or anything, but we're going to call him, I'll call him by his first name. I'm not going to say his last name. We're going to call him Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke was my personality psychology professor. So if you guys don't know, I'm a nursing major with a minor in psychology. Dr. Luke taught me personality. He taught me theories on Carl Rogers and other notorious psychologists that if I mention, and I kind of forget some of them, but if I mention some of them, people will be like, who is that? I have no idea who that is. The biggest thing that Dr. Luke tried to do for us was that he would sit there and try to make sure that we stayed engaged by making his material not only educational, but he also made it funny, and he brought it down to a level that we all understood. But on a personal level, Dr. Luke was very approachable. For those of you guys who don't know, I've struggled a lot with my mental health. You should know that if you've been watching this channel for more than this video. If this is your first video, though, I've struggled a lot with my mental health. This semester that I'm talking about, I was very much struggling with my PTSD. I had just recently been diagnosed with PTSD, and PTSD was just controlling my life. So the problem with PTSD is that you struggle to get out of bed some days, and you have flashbacks, and you struggle to sleep. That was my experience with PTSD. That made it so that even though my class with Dr. Luke wasn't until, I think it was 10 o'clock, I wouldn't fall asleep until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't be able to get to class because I was just struggling to sleep so much. I missed a lot of class, and I didn't say anything. And I said in one of my other videos to make sure you reach out to professors, because if you reach out to professors, they are willing to work with you. And Dr. Luke was the one that taught me this the most. So Dr. Luke reached out to me after I missed 3 classes, and I mean, it was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, so I missed a week of class. And he emailed me and he said, "Is everything okay?" He said, "You didn't seem like yourself at class the last time I saw you, and then you missed a week of class, so what's going on?" I said, "I'm struggling with mental health, but I'll be okay, yada yada yada." I gave him the typical response of someone who doesn't want help. So Dr. Luke emailed me again and said, "Look, if you need help, I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not here to make your life a living hell," basically. He said, "I will walk you to the university," I forget what we call it at our school, but basically it's the office of psychologists and just people. It's this office for student resources, basically. So there's like psychologists, but there's also tutors and stuff there. And he said, I will walk you there. And he said, "My office is a safe space. You can come talk to me in my office if you'd like." He's like, "But I just want to see you get help." And I told him I was being followed professionally. So I went to his office hours a couple days later. And I just kind of sat there and I vented. I vented about what I was experiencing and vented about what I was going through. And Dr. Luke sat there and he listened to me for about an hour. Never once did I see the man check his watch. And never once did the man do anything but sit there and listen to me talk. And I was eternally grateful for that, because that's what I really needed at that time was the ability to find someone to talk to. So then I felt a little bit better, and I started going to class again, stopped struggling so much. I went through my school, we call it the Office of Disability Services, for a mental disability, just that was impacting my studies, just so I could get learning accommodations for other classes. Basically, the idea was that I would go to class when I felt up to it, and other than that, I would have alternative assignments. So I had other professors that were very accommodating for this situation, but Dr. Luke, without his help, I wouldn't have gotten help, and I would have failed the semester and probably failed out of school because of it. So Dr. Luke ended up telling us his story. He's gay, and he was bullied relentlessly in high school because of being gay. So Dr. Luke said he knows what it's like to not feel accepted, and he knows what it's like to have mental health problems. Then when he was in college, he struggled with mental health a lot. He said he almost failed out of school because of his mental health. Dr. Luke was able to get down on our level and explain to us, look, it's okay to not be okay. And I said that in my video. He's not the one I got that quote from because he didn't use those exact words. But Dr. Luke really taught me that it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to need the help that I needed. And I think I needed that from a professor standpoint because I was worried about school being judgmental about the fact that, or just thinking that I was a lazy student, or being judgmental about the fact that my work life was impacting my studies. And unfortunately, it was a call that I had over the summer. It wasn't like it was something I had during the semester that impacted it. Dr. Luke did everything he could for me. He went above and beyond and came out of his way to make sure I was okay. Professor ever. He was also great in the classroom. Like, he had GIFs on every slide because the material was kind of boring, but he tried to make it as entertaining as possible. And his class was just a lot of fun. We were constantly laughing, and he always also played a song, a personality song at the beginning of every class. And the last thing I remember about Dr. Luke was that the week of finals week, he sent us all an email. And he ended the email. It was basically just like, you don't have to take the final if you're comfortable with where your grade sits now. I'll just average out your 3 exam grades, and that'll be your final grade. He ended the email knowing that we were all stressing about finals week. And he said, a quote from a Josh Groban song: "You have everything you need if you just believe." If you guys don't know, that's the song from the Polar Express, Believe. So anyway, that's my story of the best professor I've ever had. Dr. Luke is awesome, and I hope if he sees this, he knows I'm talking about him, because I didn't want to say his last name without his permission. But he was awesome, and really made my learning experience at my school one to remember, because I knew that I was more than just a student with a student number in his classroom. So just remember, guys, that professors are humans too, and they are very much approachable. So that's my rant for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram below. As always, guys, I'm CraZi HD. Thanks for watching. Embrace the suck and enjoy the ride. See you guys next time.